It's the magic of tea with T-Beard and Jake.
The Magic of Tea is brought to you by GT, serving tea locally in Austin and shipping quality loose leaf selections nationwide for 19 years. Get 15% off your next purchase when you use the code TBeard19. Hey, welcome to the Magic of Tea with T-Beard and Jake. So I'm here in my tea shop here in Austin, Texas. It's called GT. And Jordan, why don't you tell folks where you're at?
I am at my home in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, just hanging out, drinking some tea, and yeah, here to talk about tea and Magic the Gathering.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so uh, I actually trapped Jordan here with the prospect of tea. I found on a video that he liked tea, and I said, "Hey, do you want some more tea?" And it was an easy sell. So I'm very, very happy to have Jordan here. He's going to be telling us a lot about his tea experience, as well as we're going to get into nerdy stuff. So it's called the Magic of Tea because we're really going to get into Magic the Gathering, especially today. But in the future, we might do other videos about other nerdy things. We both have extremely expansive palettes on nerdy topics, and so we'll get to those when we can. You guys have any suggestions for things you want us to talk about? We know a lot about a lot, so go ahead and put those comments down there, and we'll get straight to it. So first thing, Jordan, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking, you sent this over, it was a pu-erh brick. I believe it was a ripe pu-erh, and I'm drinking it in my Yixing tea mug. So this
Okay.
is it's a type of clay and everything that when you drink in it, it kind of seasons the mug. And I've only ever drank ripe pu-erh out of this mug in order to season it to that specific type of tea.
Okay. And what are the things that you're looking for in a right puer when that for the future when I send you more stuff? What should I look for that tempts Jordan's palate?
I like very earthy and like bold flavors. Like I the raw pu-erh is very nice. It's a lighter, more vegetal, more fruity, and that's nice. But also it's a little bit more temperamental. I've got 4 kids, so I'm running around. So I might accidentally steep my tea too long, and I can
Oh,
be a little bit more lax with my pu-erh and my tea brewing with a darker tea such as a ripe pu-erh, as opposed to what I can be with a lighter thing such as the raw pu-erh or like a green or a white tea.
okay. And is this like your daily drinker, or is this kind of a special occasion tea?
It's daily. I drink pu-erh almost every oh not almost every single day. I drink pu-erh.
Okay. Well, you are a serious tea nerd. So, yeah, puer is pretty hardcore when it comes to tea, but it's almost kind of the point of tea. So my daily drinker, I'm a little bit more Americana. There's something we have here called coconut chai. So it's just your typical Assam leaf base, and then it has a lot of the chai type of ingredients, cardamom, cinnamon, things like that. And I have to admit that I put in heavy cream, and it's something that I really like. But kind of similar to what you were saying, one of the things that I really love about it is that it's hard to oversteep. So for people who are not super familiar with tea, tea can be kind of temperamental, especially for some of the younger and greener things. The water in the first steeps and stuff like that really pull out a lot of things that make the tea astringent and bitter. And a lot of people don't know that the issue isn't necessarily that the tea doesn't taste very good. The issue is that you don't really know how to steep it. So, and most people do oversteep their teas. So I definitely get it with the raw pu'er and just sort of wanting to have something that is smoother. So yeah, so that's really cool. So I am actually not even drinking a tea. I'm drinking a Tissan. So my particular drink currently is Greek Mountain. So it's actually just ironwort plant, and that's it. It does have a very floral flavor, and the nice thing about most Tissans is again you really can't oversteep them very much. And then because it doesn't have quite the depth of what a tea leaf has, you don't get a lot of the polyphenols or the things that make the tea astringent. So if you ever have had a cup of tea and afterwards you were thirsty, that's kind of what that is. That's what that astringency does. So that's nice. All right. So what is your tea ritual like? So if you take your tea, your pu-erhs, like how many times are you steeping it? How many times are you drinking it during the day?
My steeping. I go usually about like 2 to 3 steepings per serving, we can say. I'm usually like in the morning, wake up, make my tea, and I'll drink about a 16-ounce cup of it, about 8 grams of tea, 8 ounces of tea. Math is hard. So I drink
Okay.
that, and then I steep it once or twice, and then I'll just keep on going throughout the day. This might be my fourth or fifth cup today. I don't know, not keeping track of it very well, but I drink a lot of tea throughout the day at home. I just Steven, just keep on drinking it. I don't drink a lot of like anything else like higher caffeine. I have had some energy drinks a little bit more lately, but like don't do a lot of coffee or anything. But tea is just my main drink all throughout the day. I have a gravity infuser, so that's what I use mostly for
Ah,
my tea brewing.
yeah. If
I do
anyone
have
wants to
a
know what that looks like, it's a gravity
exactly.
infuser.
Yep, I do have a like some in cup steepers as well as a whole Gaiwan cupping set and everything. But I
Okay.
do that a lot more for if I'm having like a tea time with my daughter and we're trying out some different ones that we have, trying out some lighter ones because that's a little bit more intentional and a lot more like focused that I can be doing that and making sure that I'm steeping things correctly and I'm focused on that right there. Otherwise, pu-erh just goes more is geared towards more of the go 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 and just make sure I'm keeping track of stuff as I'm doing that. No.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I was having a conversation with someone and doing kind of a tea ritual, and I decided because I thought they were special to me that I would bring out the nice one. So this is a raw pu-erh, and one of the things that I noticed is that I didn't really enjoy it because I was so engaged in the conversation and really not paying attention to the tea. So one of the nice things about pu-erhs, the raw pu-erhs, is that the flavor profile doesn't necessarily change all that much from steep to steep, but with ripe pu-erhs, it really does. And so if you're not taking the time to sit there and appreciate it, I would say just don't bother with it because it honestly the only thing that you're really going to notice is the bitterness and not necessarily the more complex flavors of it. So anyway, I will say uh, I was only doing raw pu-erhs for a while, and then after talking to you and you talking about doing a lot of ripe pu-erhs, I was like, you know what, I need to try some more ripe pu-erhs and see what they're like. And I was actually kind of taken aback by how much I really liked it, just how smooth they were. So one of the great things about talking to people about tea is that you'll find something new and find something that you love. There's a lot out there. All right, so I did kind of want to go into a little bit about how pu-erhs are made, uh, and so you said that you had a ripe pu-erh, and all it was, I don't know if you have the brick in front of you.
I don't. It's in the kitchen
You do?
downstairs.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
So anyway, if you can imagine, it's wrapped in a bamboo leaf husk, and on it is just printed the digits 7572. And you asked me, hey, so what does the 7572 mean? So it's actually a traditional stamp from the Menghai factory. Menghai is one of the really big producers of ripe pu-erhs. So the 75 at the beginning means that the recipe for that particular tea, the leaves that they use, where they take the leaves from, the combination, the blends that they use. So that recipe was made in 1975. And then the seven after the 7-5, so the seven of the 7-2, that particular number means the size of the leaf that they allow into this particular brick. So it goes from
Okay.
0 to 9, 9 being the largest type of leaf. And
Hmm.
then the 2 at the end basically says that it was made at factory 2. So Menghai has several factories. So 7572 is basically just telling you exactly what it is, where it was made, and what's in the tea. We're going to go ahead and move on. All right. So we'll move on to our next subject, which is going to be Magic the Gathering. but we're still going to be talking about tea. We will never leave the topic of tea. So, Jordan, I decided that I was going to own every single Magic the Gathering card that had tea in it, every single printing, whether it was in the name, whether it was in the flavor text, everything. So I'm going to have a little quiz for you and see how close you can get to the answers for this. How many Magic the Gathering cards do you think have reference tea in some way?
There's like 30,000 individual Magic. I'm gonna guess maybe like 40 to 50.
Okay, so uh, that's kind of what I was hoping when I started this. And honestly, when I found out the answer, I was a little bit disappointed. So I think Wizard of the Coast, if you're listening, you can work on this. There are 15, just 15 cards that actually mention tea, and most of them are in the flavor text. All right, of those 15 cards, how many do you think were printed in the last 2 years?
We've printed a lot of Magic cards in the past 2 years. I'm gonna guess
That is
10.
true. Okay, that's actually very close. So 8. So there were 8 Magic cards printed in the last 2 years. 7 of them were before that. But okay, so what's the biggest set? What's the set that is most representative of tea?
Strixhaven.
Okay, well, that's a good guess, but actually, the answer is Avatar. So,
Oh yeah.
if you want, yes. So,
Yeah.
so one of the things, if you have seen Avatar, you know Uncle Iroh, and if you know Uncle Iroh, you know he loves tea. So, most of these are actually in the flavor text, but there are a couple of things like Iroh Tea Master and the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. So, ones that are actually the names of the cards that are in tea. All right. It's British, so Doctor Who. How many
Oh yeah.
cards of tea do you think were in the Doctor Who set?
I think maybe like 2. I'm guessing 2.
Okay, yeah, and it's hard to be too far off on this one. The answer is 1. So again,
Ah,
big disappointment. It's Doctor Who. There's only 1 card with tea in it. I did see a very recent the Commander Clash and Krim set up a Commander deck, and the theme was tea posing. So
that's funny.
everything in his deck was the character had a tea pose, and he could make a Commander deck out of tea posing characters, but there are not enough tea cards to make a Commander deck with just tea themes. But we're gonna get there, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right. So there is 1 card in unset. So it's an unstable card, Knight of the Kitchen Sink, and there are actually 6 printings of them. Only 1 of them mention tea. And I do want to do a special shout out to Teapot Slinger. That was a Bloomborough card, and it's actually, I remember I was on Arena and someone played Teapot Slinger against me, and I was so excited to see Teapot Slinger. It's actually a decent commander card because you basically exhaust 4, and it does 2 damage to every opponent. So very commander oriented. But anyway, here is the display case that I have. Of course, it's going to reflect the light that I have going on here. But yeah, so here's all the cards and where they're represented. And I guess I wanted to push this to talk about one of the more controversial choices, because there's a card on this board that doesn't mention tea at all, but I think it counts. That's Dina Soul Steeper.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Jordan, your thoughts. Dina Soul Steeper, should it be in that collection?
I think Dina Soul Steeper is excellent for that, and I have been trying to build a deck around Dina Soul Steeper for a very long time, but I don't want it to just be a infinite, like it's just the infinite combo of, you have an infinite combo in the command zone with that. So you have Dina plus, I believe it's either Sanguine Bond. It's the Bond Blood, Exquisite Blood combo, where you just infinite life loss to your opponents, which is strong and it's a good combo. But I don't want that to be the theme of the deck if I was going to do that. So that's it's. But Soul Steeper, it's perfect. She's holding a teacup in it. It's
She
It's a
is.
great card. I think it definitely deserves a place for T right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and just to get some additional information, when you're building a commander deck, what is it that you're looking for? Because it sounded like you were a little wary about an infinite combo, especially one that existed in the command zone.
Oh, I
So
love infinite combos. I'm
okay,
all here for bracket four. Like I want to grind. I like mid range like piles. Like this Miss Bumbleflower is my favorite right here. She's not holding T in this. She's holding like some macaroons and everything.
okay,
But I think it's T adjacent. I'm
it
looking
goes
for
good with
something
T.
that's going to have card advantage in the command zone. I am lazy like that. I think we could say like I don't ever like to be put into a position where I can't continuously be gaining advantage or just be stuck in top deck mode. I hate just sitting there waiting and hoping and praying that something's going to work out or that I'll draw into the thing. I'd like my commander to be able to generate value for me. And that's yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice about Dina Soul Steeper is that uh, she has two abilities basically, but they don't necessarily synergize with each other. And so uh, when I was looking at Dina Soul Steeper and thinking like, do I want to make a Dina Soul Steeper deck? That was one of the things that kind of turned me away from that. Like, and maybe it's just my own laziness. I just like I want something that it does go well. Like my personal favorite, and actually the first commander deck I ever built was Tom Bombadil, and and one of the things that I really like about Tom Bombadil is that his abilities uh, they mesh and they work together. They don't combo off with each other, but it's something that makes sense to go with each other.
So Dina's ability actually goes with the original Strixhaven strategy. Those pest tokens, when they died, they actually cause life gain for you, as opposed to the new Secrets of Strixhaven pest tokens that gain life on the attack. So Dina wants to sacrifice those old tokens, which is going to gain you life, and then her ability, by your paying into it to sacrifice, she's going to gain She's going to gain power as well as cause your opponents to lose life as well. So she's taking those pests, steeping them. That's how those two abilities work in tandem.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But okay, so what's Dina doing these days?
Dina these days, she is now a graduate assistant basically at Strixhaven, which is pretty
Okay.
fun. And she is all of the original students in the first Strixhaven set. They have graduated to being just the face commanders of the new commander decks. And Dina Essence Brewer is the new commander that is the Witherbloom commander. And she says whenever you sacrifice a creature, you're going to draw a card, but it only triggers once per turn, which is one of the saddest things to me. I hate it when they add that once per turn thing. And with her now, you can tap and pay 2 to sacrifice another creature, and you gain X life, and you put X plus 1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. And I think the commander deck is super powerful. I really like the deck. I've played it a bit. It's very fun. I want to build it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
by build it you mean like pull out some
Upgrade.
cards and put
Yep.
put new stuff in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, it does sound like in the future there are going to be more magic cards for me to frame. It sounds like the new Dina might be one of those. We covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
Cool. Jordan, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for your insight. And yeah, at some point in time, I think we should get a magic game going.
Yeah.
Little,
Tea-themed magic game.
online. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. And I'm going to taunt you with this. I'm going to taunt you with this over and over and over again. Okay. So this particular tea brick, this is called Fellowship. So this is a right pu-erh.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find this. It was made in the 90s. So it is aged and it is ripe. And that particular tea brick is about $240 if you're trying to find it somewhere. And it is delicious.
Wow.
So at some point in time, if you ever want to come and visit, we can sit down and try it. Right now, we only open it up for special occasions in the shop, and the only people who have ever drunk from this brick are the owners. So yeah. Anyway, but I do invite you to come down.
Sounds cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. This has been the first episode of The Magic of Tea with T Beard and Jake. We hope that you, well, I don't know, like and subscribe. Do people still do that now?
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below and follow along for more Magic the Gathering tips and tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you later.
Cheers.
I want to give special thanks to Perfect Cases and Frames, who is not a sponsor, but did a great job building the frame where you can see my Magic tea cards hanging on the wall in my tea shop.